welcome to the Women's Inspire Network show. We are here in Creechan Lodge in New Ross, which is in County Wexford. And I'm delighted to have with me this morning Anne-Marie Ferris from Having a Laugh and the FerrisWheel.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yes.
So tell us a little bit about yourself and your journey so far.
Okay, thank you for having me, Sam. Having a Laugh was born because at the ripe old age of not 20-something or 30-something or 40-something, but 50-something, priorities change. Mm-hmm. You realise this is your life. How long have you left? Mm-hmm. And it's about having a laugh stands for having a life after 50.
Great.
So
Love it.
I'm over 50. Doesn't mean everyone in having a laugh has to be over 50, but it's having a life, validating yourself. And so it's born authentically from where I'm at in life.
And tell us a bit about how you came up with the idea and where you are in your life now. Yeah, tell us a bit. I know you went through a bit of ups and downs
all
too.
All sorts. Well, life happens.
True.
So
everybody has
professionally, I'm a teacher. I've taught for years. So that led me into counselling and specialised in dyslexia, dyspraxia, learning difficulties. I worked a lot in special education.
Right.
Then I went into counselling, hypnotherapy, NLP, and of course being a teacher I kind of got qualified to trainer level and all these things, so it's given me a big toolbox. And for years my professional life was helping people sort their headspace out. So I'm not a brain specialist, I'm like a mind specialist,
right,
which is also my passion. What makes us tick, who we are, how far can you go as a person, what can you really create. And for me personally, so I have a lot of skills and tools, but I finally feel that I have the answer to what makes me tick and what life is all about.
Right, okay.
So that's the special ingredient, I suppose, in having a laugh. So I've come through, had my own business for years. I still work in consultancy with children, families, adults, business people, and have come through things like illness. What really and applying, walking your talk and being authentic, because I was married with a family, had went through things I never signed up for, which was abuse and marriage breakup, and then even cancer, and raising a family on your own when you had intended the journey to be different. So you either can be defined by what happens to you, and sometimes we've no choice about what happens to us, or you can actually have a choice about how you respond and what you make of it.
So how you actually react to these situations, so you can actually change that, how you react.
You know, very often you can't change things from the outside that happen, but you can always change yourself. So my whole life now is about empowering people to create the life they want and not to be defined by their stage in life, their health, their status, anything.
And I think the over 50s, is there any particular reason you chose the over 50s? I suppose because you're in that space, but you know, I suppose for the over 50s they would have probably been through some kind of marriage, probably lost a parent and grieved in some way, probably had some kind of health issue. You know, so it's more likely, and they've probably had children who have left the home now. So they probably, is that why you chose that age group?
It's all about being, for me, it's being authentic and being empowering. And that's where I'm at now. So nobody gets through life to their 50s if they're lucky enough to get to their 50s unscathed. You know, you've got, if you might be in a relationship, you might have lost a relationship, you might have grieved children, parents, friends, you know, so it's about I think the over 50s are the lost generation, really, because look, we're still in our prime of our lives.
If not better, I think healthier, because don't you, I think definitely. For me as well, I certainly look at what I'm eating more and stuff than I did when I was in my 20s. I didn't care. Like,
we thought we would go on forever and nothing would ever happen.
So and I think you my tolerance, anyway, not you, I mean, my tolerance for people, like, I'm just like, do you know what, I just want to hang out with good people. I just couldn't be bothered with the rest. You know, I just want good people around me. So I think there are certain ways. So it's actually a nice community you're building, a community of people who are probably quite nice as well.
Yes.
You know, that have been there, done that, and just want to be with good people.
Nothing to prove.
Yes.
And really, it's all about, a lot of over 50s too, if you're in a relationship, it might be a good relationship, you're very lucky. It could be a lifeless relationship. And as you know yourself, you don't have to be on your own to be lonely.
I know.
And loneliness is a big problem for people of all ages.
Yeah.
But I really think the over 50s aren't catered for.
Right, okay.
Really.
So what have you got in mind? What are you going to be doing?
We will be an online community and an in-person live community as well.
Great.
So with the amount of knowledge and experience that I have, it's important for me now to be there to connect with people, so people feel a connection to a purpose. So it's all about finding your purpose, having a life, having a laugh, having fun. Very important. And we want to talk about the things that no one's talking about.
Exactly. And I think that's really important as well, because there are certain things like
sex.
Okay, what about, for example, I read this, that over 50s, more over 50s are being diagnosed with sexually transmitted diseases than under 50s. So there's probably a lot of people going into a new relationship or a second relationship, and they just don't realise that it's a different story now.
Yes, information that they need. When my daughter was in college, she was studying, and she came home, Mom, she said, guess what? The over 50s have the highest level of STDs in the country. And she said, and there you are preaching to us, you know. So
there you go.
But there's a whole lot of, with sexual activity, sexual health, and sex is so important. Our sexual energy is so important at any age. But over 50, you do need, people think because they may not be fertile that they're safe.
Yes, you see.
It's not about
and you see, condoms
that.
wouldn't have been available back then either, would they?
You wouldn't have the knowledge. It was taboo. You thought, you know, there were all sorts of...
and Cosmo probably wasn't around then.
Exactly.
So there's a lot of stuff.
There's
a lot of stuff going on. So so there's a lot of topics that you will be covering, and also health and
well-being,
wellness,
body, mind, spirit. So the body, you have to look after your exercise. So whether it's get up and walk to the shops, walk your dog, or take on, we can accompany people to take on from, you know, couch to 5K.
Lovely.
Park run, a free event. So we've a kind of a database.
And maybe a hill walk or something like that. And
big into hill walking and climbing as well. On one of our YouTube videos,
actually,
we climb Carrantoo Hill every year. So that's up on YouTube.
Can I go? I want to do that as well. So I'm 48, so can I go?
Of course you can come, of course. Well, you see, it isn't an exclusive club.
Yeah.
It's, you can take it as that we're here if you're over 50, or having a laugh means I'm having a life after 50 as well. And at the moment, you know, in my own mind, I have it made. So I want to enjoy the rest of my life and to help people enjoy the rest of their lives. Yeah.
So bring them on a journey with you, because you're very inspiring, and you have a lot to offer, and you do help, and you genuinely, I think you have a great gift of sensing when people need you to talk to them as well.
I am.
Yeah,
I suppose it's my life's work. Yeah, already.
And I feel if you create this community, which is starting to grow already, I know you're on Twitter and you're on Facebook, but on YouTube, I mean, if people could support you even by telling, if they're younger, and maybe tell their mums or their dads,
absolutely,
you know, about having a laugh, that would be really helpful for you, wouldn't it?
So it would, and the more we get together, it's about inspiring, uplifting, sharing, connecting, because nobody need be lonely anymore.
No.
And funny enough, it's not really about connecting with other people. Of course, we're social human creatures. It's really, and I suppose one of the most important things I have to teach people is how to connect with yourself.
Yes, you see. So you will be doing a lot of courses and stuff that people can take part in.
Absolutely. And come and learn.
Yeah.
Don't put off your happiness.
And I think some people, I noticed this as well, I don't know if it's just women, I think it's men as well, you know, that like if the relationship is either death or divorce or whatever it is, that they're like, hang on, I've had the kids, okay, so who am I?
Who am I now? I wrote an article for, it was in the Irish Examiner, and it'll be in the Irish Times. It's about the empty nest syndrome. Yeah. So who am I now? For my life, I was defined by my relationship, my children, the activities, my business. And then I got cancer, and I said, oh my God, who am I? Do I want to live? Am I going to live?
Yeah.
So it really does shake you up and help you walk your talk. So who am I is very important.
And you look fantastic. So I think, have you got through the illness okay? Then
Absolutely,
And you actually, I was talking to you as well recently about the fact that you've given up meat and dairy. Is that right?
Well, I've given up meat and dairy because I was told to.
Right.
By a cancer specialist.
Interesting.
So I was told, absolutely, give up meat, dairy and anything with dairy in it. And that was hard for me.
Yeah.
I think the worst was a cappuccino.
Oh
It was really my comfort. Yeah.
And what do you do now? Do you have
I have an almond milk
cappuccino?
cappuccino, coconut cappuccino. I even froth my own milk up at home. Wow. So I have, every luxury, and I eat better than I've ever eaten. I have more energy than ever.
Yeah, you look fantastic though.
I've, run 10K in record times now. I'm just, I sleep well. I've recovered fully my health.
Amazing.
Naturally.
Well, look, I'm glad.
I'm very glad
I'm so
too.
happy you're still here.
But sometimes a crisis can actually cause you to go, oh my God.
Yeah.
And can help you dig deep and, discover more kind of skills, more learning than you ever had already. And it is about yourself. It's all about like all the women in Women's Inspire Network. They're women with skills.
Yes.
And they all want to be happy. But women especially, not just exclusively, but women have to balance life, kids, relationship, and them. And very often it's yourself that suffers.
Yeah.
But you can't have a thriving business. In my definition of success, you can't really have success if you're not happy.
Yeah, I agree.
It'll be short-lived, or you'll be unhappy in your relationship.
You'll be exhausted.
You'll be wrecked, burnt out.
I've been very
done
close
that. Yeah.
Very close.
So, having a laugh is about looking after number one. So supporting women and men in looking after themselves. And no one's born happy, or maybe if you are, you unlearn it very quickly. So happiness is not a given. It's something you have to actually work very hard. It's a life skill. And I teach happiness to children, adults, and hopefully now the over 50s. It's very important. And one of my favourite quotes is from the Shawshank Redemption. You either get busy living, you get busy dying, or get busy living.
Yeah.
So, I think it's all about helping people to get busy living, and it's a quality of life. Having a purpose and fulfillment comes along the way.
Well, I can hear your passion coming through, which is great. So obviously you're a very good businesswoman too. I know that. So tell us what advice you could give to someone who's watching the show that might be interested in starting a business.
Well, I suppose the most important thing about starting a business is to know that you have the skill, to find your passion. Find your passion, be authentic, and then learn.
Yes.
Become an expert.
Yes.
So, I'm always learning, always developing, always growing. So become an expert. It's not in having degrees. I've coached a lady who wanted to do this degree, that degree, this qualification, but I could see she had enough. And she's starting her business, and now it's self-belief. So find your passion, learn and become an expert. You're paid in this life for your knowledge.
Yes.
All over the world, the global empire, the whole internet will pay you for your knowledge. Become an expert. Do what Sam does. Connect. You're helping everyone and inspiring women to connect with each other and uplift and support. And it's very important because women in business are on their own to a large extent.
Yeah. And it's so important to have someone to bounce ideas off. So I think we've mentioned this a few times as well. A lot of people say that, it's so important to have support network around you.
It really is.
And even if it's the dogs, being able to sit there with I have dogs, you have dogs.
That's one of my videos too.
Yes.
The dogs, walking the dogs. They keep you happy. They remind you.
Helps my head as well. And
absolutely.
Seeing them happy helps me.
Yeah.
So
it's the little things.
It's all the little things, and it's about keeping it simple for me as well and stuff.
Absolutely.
But so before we let you go, give me, what was the best bit of advice you ever got from someone?
It was a question. Who are you really, Anne-Marie?
Oh.
Scary question. Who am I really? Because I was mother, I was a therapist, I was colleague, but who am I really? And that was scary. That was really, really scary, because you have to delve into the depths of your own private little thoughts.
Yes.
You know,
and no one can get in there except you.
No. And one of the most powerful things I ever learned was that holding on to resentment and unforgiveness is the most toxic and damaging thing you can do.
Yeah.
So no one, everybody has, justified resentments, unforgiveness. Living in the past won't help you create a future. If you want a future, dump your resentments, your unforgiveness, and you yourself will blossom. That's what it's all about.
That is just lovely. I think we'll leave it at that, because that's a lovely thought for the day for anyone who's watching. Thank you so much, Anne-Marie, Ferris.
Welcome.
And if
Thank you for
anyone
having me.
wants to get in touch with you, we'll put your website underneath. And also, if you watching at home are interested in starting a business, or you've started a business and you'd like to join the Women's Inspire Network, get in touch with us. It's women'sinspirenetwork.com. We're in it. There's lots of lovely women in it, so we'd love to see you there. Thanks very much, Anne-Marie.
Thank you very much, Sam.